Well, it is time. It is finally time for us to talk about Milky Rose. This is gonna be a video for sure. So I asked you guys on various social media sites like Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter to give me your opinions, your unfiltered opinions on the character Milky Rose from Precure. So the reason that I wanted to do a video on Milky Rose is because she is probably one of the most controversial characters in all of Precure. And I wanted to talk why. Why is she so controversial? Do people really hate her or do they actually really love her? I wanted to know your guys' opinions before telling you my own opinion, and I honestly have to agree with a lot of you. I think I'm on your side for this one. So let's go ahead and get into reading your guys' opinions. So I, as always, have my trusty, dusty tablet here for you guys for me to read off of you guys, you know what I mean. English is not Englishing. So we have 22 comments on YouTube. Let's go ahead and get started with YouTube. So this first one says that she is one of my favorites, primarily because I can relate to her so much. We're both independent-minded people, meaning we are both loyal, but don't like being told how to do things. We do everything our own way, but it ends up working out nonetheless. I'm very glad that this outside-the-box personality type is represented on the show in a positive light. Next we have from Beth. I love her. She's so well written, going from a bratty girl with some major mistakes to a girl who just acknowledges she messed up and becomes a better person because of it. Plus, Milky Rose is just a girl boss. What's not to love about that? Absolutely, we love girl bosses in this house. Next we have from Daya. I love how much she was involved over the season. She was extremely annoying in the beginning, especially because I love Nozomi a lot, but I feel like she grew as a character and a person. And I am going to say that this is something that I feel like I have seen a lot of comments have been saying that one of the reasons why they hated Milky Rose so much in the beginning is because she genuinely is such a bully to Nozomi. She is a bully character, and I have to agree, that's one of the reasons I really didn't like her at first, because she really comes off as very mean and bratty. Next we have Felice Lilac. Her design is absolutely everything. She is the sole reason why I want to watch Yes 5. Whoever the designer is, absolutely cooked. I keep seeing people that say they don't like her because she's mean, but personally, I like mean characters. Ooh, it's interesting to see how their personality works over the happy, nice, and bubbly lead, with one of my favorite friendships in the Precure are Summer and Lemaire, however you guys want me to say it. I still haven't figured it out yet, but honestly, I love that. I absolutely understand that. That's one of my things is, like, for example, I compared, like, these kind of bratty friendships and stuff a lot to Sailor Mars and Sailor Moon, which is Usagi and Rei, because I think that they were genuinely one of the first best friends who kind of are bratty and hate each other kind of relationships. And I feel like these relationships I really like at the core, because no matter how mean they are to each other, it's not actual hate. It's I'm bratty to you, but if you were to be in trouble, I would actually be sad. And that's what I kind of feel like I get from Milky Rose, and definitely with Laura and Summer, I definitely feel that as well. Next, from Planchette's Corner, I love her so much, and honestly, I find people not understanding what her true meaning is. You see a lot of people that hate her because of her dynamic with Nozomi, saying she's never been a true friend, but the thing is, Kurumi wasn't written to be Nozomi's friend. I think people believe she was supposed to be like Sailor Mars to Usagi, that's what I just said, when in reality, Kurumi was supposed to always hate Nozomi. Really, it makes sense. She sees Nozomi as competition and feels as though she's taking the place of her, and that really affects Milky internally. Yeah, I also kind of agree with that one. I still would say, in my opinion, I see them as Usagi and Rei, just because I haven't seen that full season yet. So once I see the full 2 seasons, maybe this might be in the back of my head when I read it, but I agree with it. Next, from Marley Elizabeth. She is strong, powerful, cares about her friends, and takes her duty as Coco and Nut's caretaker seriously. Plus, I love how her and Nozomi butt heads all the time. Next, from Lucy Beep. She set the bar so high for surprise cures. I don't think that any other cures were as cool as her. I get that. Yeah, I definitely can see that. I was not expecting Milky Rose to be a cure. Like, when I got into Precure and I got into Yes 5 and Go-Go, I really did not think that Milky Rose was gonna be a person, you know? I really did not think that she was gonna be a cure either, so yeah, she really got me on the surprise factor there. Next we have from Joker Smile Precure. I really like her. I understand that some people don't like her because she can come across quite bratty at times, but she gets better throughout the season. Next from Kitsu, I couldn't stand Milk in the first series. Her constant being a viper towards Nozomi made me hate her. In Go-Go, however, I learned to appreciate it. She has maintained her somewhat vain character, but I think that she has asserted herself for the people she cares about. I was disappointed that the series always specified that there were 5 cures. She was excluded every time, but in the final battle, spoilers, the main enemy wanted to turn her into the cure. The main enemy wanted to turn the cures into stone for his collection, but he left Milky Rose alone because she had nothing to do with it, poor thing. Oh, yeah. And then Otona Precure, I think she shined even more because she can see that she's matured and grown. Yeah, I really like that one. I really like that one. That is a big thing that I do feel about Milky Rose, is because she did come later than the original group. I feel like she's just so left out, which is really sad because she is a Precure too, and I am a big advocate for every Precure getting the right amount of spotlight, and I definitely feel like she gets a lot of mistreatment because of the way that she acted in the first half, but honestly, I agree 100%. Do I have to read your username? Okay, I kind of love it. It's kind of iconic. Harry Balls says, I've only seen Otana, so... Oh, you watched Otana before you watched the original? That's crazy, but you know what? Otana's a pretty good one, I'm not gonna lie. But I did really love her character. She kind of had this bossy personality, but not to of a horrible extent, and I personally loved it. Next from Kuroix, I've never really thought about my feelings towards Milky Rose, so I can't really say much, but she is absolutely gorgeous, and I don't understand the hate she gets. I haven't watched Go-Go in a long time, so maybe I'll have to rewatch it, but from what I remember, she was kind of rude and bossy, which I'm not normally a fan of, but I can live with. She's pretty decent, honestly. Yeah. Next from Mika Loves Power, I haven't fully watched the Yes 5 and Go-Go series, because I've only seen clips, but I really like her though. She may take some time getting used to due to her personality attitude, but I warmed up to her quite well. And also, I think she has one of the prettiest purple design cures, honestly. She is genuinely beautiful. Like, I don't know how many of you guys like/collect these things like I do. I love the K-Poskettes, and they have the Go-Go girls, and they are just so beautiful. Like, Milky Rose, I didn't even know who she was, but I still wanted that one because she's so beautiful. Like, she's just so beautiful. It's from Pop Penguin. I haven't seen Go-Go yet, but I know that Milky Rose is kind of controversial. I do love her transformation though, especially the background music. Yes! Next from Shining Star. I haven't watched much of Yes 5, but I kind of like her. Next from Josh Cool Carey. I think she gets too much hate. Purple cures like her are rare. The only other sassy purple I can think of is Cure Magical. The majority of other purples are way too emo or elegant. You know what? I agree with that. There's a lot of elegant. When I think of elegant purple cures, off the top of my head, I think of Cure Macaron and Cure, what's her name? Earth, who I really think should have been green, but you know what? And then when I understand the emo, mostly just because of Yuri / Precure name forgetting. Oh my god, Yuri. Oh my god, Cure Moonlight. It'll come to me. You guys gotta understand, there's like so many cures. Sometimes my brain can't handle all those names. Hayden the Historian. I haven't seen Yes 5, but Milky Rose would constantly send Josh hundreds and whistle jump scares to all of her contacts. Yeah. Call Me Starry Still. I haven't watched far enough into Yes 5, but a screenshot I saw of the trailer she and Karen took to look like lesbians. Okay, you know what? I got you there. Yeah, she does have the same name as Cure Milky to an extent, Milky Rose, but I don't think a lot of people call her Cure Milky Rose. It's more on the lines of just Milky Rose, whereas Cure Milky is Cure Milky. So yeah, that's kind of an interesting factoid. Cashmere Walk-ins. I actually stopped watching Guess 5 Go-Go because of my extreme distaste of milk. I really apologize if that's a stupid reason for not finishing the series, but I just freaking hated her whining and nagging at Nozomi. And her appearance as Milky Rose also annoyed me. And now I've seen her other things like Otana Precure or even the crossover film with Healing Good. In those instances, she's okay, especially in Otana. I love her little arc, but Milky Rose just isn't an enjoyable cure for me, and I respectfully don't like her. However, I do think her design is really neat. I agree with that as well. I definitely understand where you're coming from. When I first got introduced to Milk, I was like, no, I don't like you. I really don't like you, but I genuinely think that it took me a long time to really like her. Like, I really was not on, the train of the milk train. I was just like, I don't like this person. I don't like this thing. I don't like it. So yeah, I 100% understand where you're coming from. Next is from Kirmiyuki. I really don't care for her. I think she's a bit bossy and rude at the same time. She's definitely not the worst cure ever. That's an interesting question. Who is the worst cure? Can I speak today? Can I speak? Who is the worst cure ever? Video for another time, maybe. And lastly, on YouTube, the last comment is from Magical TM. When I first got into Precure, Milky Rose was actually my top 3 cures, and has always been a reminder to me of why mid-season cures are almost always my favorite from their respective seasons. She's a criminally underrated cure, and I wish people didn't hate her as much. I'm genuinely sick of her always being thought of as the worst, or at least one of the worst cures in the franchise. Yes, even I can agree that her actions and personality aren't always the best, and she takes things too far sometimes, but she does learn from her mistakes over time, and honestly, her edgy and show-offish personality is just part of her core. She's also a character who's pretty much never afraid to be herself personality-wise, and I've always found this to be very inspirational to me. Nowadays, her and Laura are both in my top 10 cures, and I even struggle to decide between who I like more now and then because just of how similar they are. It still baffles me that though people love Laura and hate Kurumi, especially considering how similar they are. Overall, sorry for the rant, no problem. Rant all we like here. Milky Rose is one of the best characters with one of the best designs and really paves the way for many future mid-seasons and purple cures to come after her, which most are my favorite cures. I also love her cool and mysterious yet super powerful vibes. That I agree with, especially comparing her to Laura. That was one of my really big things about Laura when she first came out. I was like, she's a super bratty character. She gets into a lot of fights with the cures, and people are just like, you know what? She's girl bossing. That's fine. And then Milky Rose always got hate. Like I said, I didn't personally like Milky Rose at the beginning, and I didn't personally like Laura at the beginning. It took me some time to get into both those characters, because I think my thing is, as the season continues, characters will start to develop, and that is one of the things that I really love about Precure, is that, they give them chances to develop, and especially Milky Rose. Like, girl has had so much time to develop. She's had like 2 seasons, she's had a crossover movie, and then she's had Otona. So like, she's got a lot of development time. And like the thing with Laura, I love her. Like, when she first got released, like the leaks came out, I made a video like a very long time. It's like one of the first few like Precure videos I ever made on my channel talking about it. I loved Laura. Her character design, I was so thrilled to have a mermaid cure, and I just didn't like her at first, but that's the thing about shows and series, is that over time, characters will develop. So let's go ahead and get into Twitter now. I'm not gonna lie, I have a lot of Precure, can I say that word? Precure Twitter friends, and so I have 35 messages to respond to. Let's go ahead and take a look at this. My voice is shot today. I cannot speak no more. No more speaking for me. This first one is from Helion Strider. She's cool, I guess. She's the last cure without a cure suffix. I kind of wish Toei did more cures without the cure title for non-humans. Ooh, that's actually a pretty interesting one for Cure Wonderful. Just saying. Possibly Cure Naomi. They gave up after the 2 characters, her and Shiny Luminous. Honestly, I kind of forgot about Shiny Luminous, so like, you're right. Next is from Sonic Lover 216 BTS K-pop fan. She's grown a lot as a character, and I enjoy her in Tona Precure, but I prefer her as Milk. Next is from Rose Pal. I liked Milky Rose, aka Milk, aka Karumi. She really did annoy me in the first Yes 5 season, but when she became Karumi, aka Milky Rose, she grew in me, especially in her fighting scenes. Next is from Mipa. Her arc definitely redeemed her to hell and back, and her Otona look was choice. My favorite Green Ranger-esque character in all of Precure. Sebastian says I love her so much. Next is from Kyorin. I didn't like her at first, but after learning she was Milk, I was okay with her. Upon a few rewatches of her season, I now love her. Although I do like her better as Milk or Karumi. As Milky Rose, she's kind of forgettable. Next is Sly Blue. I didn't really like her at first, but she grew a lot on me. She was honestly the highlight of Otona for me. This next one is from Churumin, maybe. Well, my profile tells everything. We gotta stay in. We love to see it. I don't see a lot of like Karumi fan accounts, so thank you. Like, genuinely thank you. Girl really needs some more appreciation. Like, I'm just gonna put that there. She needs some more appreciation. Next is from Mindo-san. Biggest character redemption arc from being that piece that stood out from being an annoying mascot that caused more than 3/4 of the issues of the episode to becoming a fantastic character fun, but still it's some of her spunk that she got from her human form. Next is from Yona. I love her! True, I hate Milk at first, but then Go-Go happened and the development, hello? And then Otana, look at her in Nozomi now. My besties, I don't know. No, honestly, yeah, they cannot have a conversation fighting. That is something I've noticed. That's something that someone else hasn't like pointed out throughout this whole video, so thank you for pointing that out. They just bicker so much. Next, from Sketchy Suspicious, she's improved so dramatically in season 2 and really felt like a part of the team, but her behavior in season 1 is one of the reasons why I can't bring myself to rewatch Yes 5. She's constantly making decisions that compromise the team, and it's almost never held as accountable. That's another good one that I feel like people don't point out, is that she's never held really accountable for some of the choices that she makes. So yeah, I would have to also like highly agree with that one. Next is from Jericon J. Honestly, even though I hate her, she's just mostly there. Never felt like she was an essential part of the team. Also, she took Masoko, I will get this name right, Masoko Mika's opportunity of becoming a cure, and I will never forgive that. Next, from Hanamura Sunshine. I didn't really like her at first with how mean she was to Nozomi, but she grew on me. I understand her character is a bit more. I really like her design and her attacks are cool. Next, from Hypersonic. Milk started out pretty rough for me. Didn't like her in Yes 5's mid-season, but she calmed herself down and I was mostly indifferent. I love when I see the JP fans highlight her her All-Stars Crater Punch as a sign of her strength, because she never does that in any of her own seasons. Ooh. That's actually a pretty interesting thing, honestly. Next, from Dachi. I watched Yes 5, I wanted to kill her. In Yes 5 Go-Go, sometimes I wanted to kill her, and other times I really liked her. In the All-Star movies, I loved her. In Otana, she is the best character by far. One of my favorite cures. I loved her development throughout seasons. Next is from Clay Quartz. I loved watching her grow throughout the series, from being annoying Milk in Yes 5 to girl boss Milky Rose in Yes 5 Go-Go, to the mature queen and good friend that she has become in Otana. Next is from Imani. Hello, Doraemani! When I watched Yes 5 Go-Go, finally I was really excited because she's the character I always look forward to the most. I could understand others disliking her. She's not introduced as the most likable character, but I still enjoyed her in the end. My top 3 of the season. Ooh. We got obsessed with her hair. Honestly, she has beautiful hair. Cure Sky's personal pillow. I love that name. For someone I hated so much more than Mana. Ooh. Ooh, Mana hate in the building. My least favorite Precure ever, Milky Rose, is probably the biggest 180 spin I had on a character. I despise Milk in Yes 5 because of the way she treated Nozomi and how she always got away with it without fail, and that pissed me off so much that I nicknamed her the, I can't say that on my channel, on this one at least, the bee, when I first watched Yes 5, but then I watched Go-Go because I heard Milk become the 5th Ranger, Milky Rose, and I was still bitter to her in becoming good becoming God throughout the series. She is so much better. Kurumi is still a sass queen, but she definitely changed and became a better friend to everyone. Plus, Milky Rose is one of the most bad booty characters ever. Have you ever seen her in All Stars trilogy? Honestly, you're right. Honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, you guys are bringing up some really good points. She's so much more powerful in All Stars. Like, dang. I never really realized that until like reading you guys' comments. Next from Azriella, I'm hoping I say that one right. Considering the character she shares with her show, Coco and Nuts, who are just far worse than she'll ever be, she genuinely doesn't deserve the hate she gets. She's mildly annoying, but that's clearly the point. Her story seems to be about growth, and she's pretty, so I forgive her. Honestly, the pretty girls. We love them. We love pretty anime girls. We love them. We love pretty anime girls. Another one from Clay. She's a girl boss and the haters just can't handle it, not candle. Did I say candle? Can't handle it. She's the OG purple bee. I know she's very rude, but she's a good friend and just bad at expressing it. Most of her anger towards Nozomi stems from jealousy, both from Nozomi being a cure and liking Coco. Next from Trace. I personally think that Milky is fine, but I really do like how she basically matured through the entirety of Yes by Precure, and especially in Otana. That's one of the only things I did like in relation to that season, Otana, with Milk being the voice of reason some other times with the group. Next is from Ivy. She's overhated, like hated more than Coco, a literal teacher who has feelings for his 13-year-old student, and I could feel parts of that is fueled by misogyny, but maybe I'm looking too deep into it. Ooh, that's kind of a good controversial one. I like that one. The cooler Rev Garnet. She was really annoying in Yes 5 and Go-Go, but I didn't mind her that much in Otona. She still didn't save her from being in my bottom 3 cures of all time. Conrado, incoming Prime Minister on the way! I am so glad someone mentioned that from Otana. She is the Prime Minister. Slay. Actual girl boss. Nobles T, she's just a character that's had the longest growth for me. Season 1 Milk was just a jealous bully. Season 2 Kurumi really grew over time, especially by the end. And Otana, she's a girl boss and my fave. Nerva, I really like her a lot. I really don't like her as Milk, but Kurumi is so interesting and brings a lot of fun to Yes 5. Okay, so that is all from Twitter. So let's go ahead and move over to Instagram. Okay, so I have 3 from Instagram. So the first one is from Hilomi, which is Lucky Rose walks so Lemur could swim. Hero characters with attitude are always fun to watch. Next is from Baby Bear. She's a girl boss. I don't trust anyone who doesn't like her. Second best cure in the season behind Lemonade. Oh, I love Lemonade. I'm so glad someone mentioned her in this video because genuinely, I love Lemonade. She is one of my favorite cures and I haven't fully even seen the season yet. Next and lastly is from one of my fave content creators, SG Hope. Her design is gorgeous, but I remember her being so mean for no reason. Honestly. So that is all of your guys' comments. There were so many. So as always, thank you guys so much for helping me out in videos by participating in these questions and answers. And I just honestly, I want to give you guys a thank you. That's your thanks. Let's get into my opinion. The real question is Emily going to be able to stop stumbling over her tongue today? So I want to talk about my opinion real quick on Milky Rose. So for me personally, like I have said throughout the video, I have not seen the entirety of any of the Go-Go / girls / season characters. I have seen a few episodes of Yes 5. I have not seen Go-Go. I have not even seen Otana. And maybe you guys kind of have seen that because I've gotten so many comments on this channel asking me to go over Otana and give my thoughts and opinions on Otana. But I'm simply just not going to do that because I have not watched it yet. Maybe in the future when I watch the original series, I just don't feel comfortable watching characters that I have not even seen yet, already grown up. You know, I want the full experience. So maybe one day I'll give you guys my full thoughts on Otana, but there are so many other content creators who have already went over it, so please check them out. But I do just want to talk about how I feel about Milky Rose. So I was introduced to Milky Rose pretty early on in the Precure fandom, and getting into Precure, she was one that stood out most. That was one of the characters that I saw people talking about all the time, and it was always controversial. And so I feel like I definitely formed my opinion based on what everyone else at the time thought about her. And so a lot of people were like, yeah, I don't like Kurumi, she sucks. And so that was for a long time my opinion. I didn't like her because I didn't understand the entire season, and I didn't even see the entire season. And so I definitely think that just taking some time to watch the season, she's one of those characters that I do think redeems herself, especially from what I have heard of Otana. And while I haven't seen it, I do know a little bit about Otana. So like, I haven't watched it, but I watch the people, like I watch my content creator friends, so zip it. Genuinely, I think she's one of those characters who, she's very controversial, but I also think that makes her a great character because she is able to turn it around. I think characters who have redemption arcs are some of the best characters in series. I think the character who starts off headstrong and bratty, who realizes, you know, maybe I shouldn't be this way, are great characters, and I really like that they took that route with her, and especially the route in Otana. She's such a beautiful character, and girl is literally a prime minister now. A prime minister. So like, honestly, she's a girl boss. She is just girl bossing, and I think she will always girl boss. So I honestly, do I love Milky Rose, Kurumi? I don't fully love her. But if you asked me on a scale, I would say I'm leaning towards loving her. I think it would probably take me watching the entire season to say that I love her, but I definitely feel like she's one of those characters that it's just an opinion. No matter what you feel about her is your own opinion, and some opinions might not like her, some opinions might really like her, but at the end of the day, I think she's just a great character because she is controversial. It gets us talking as a fandom, and that's what I think is great about cures, is when people talk about them. So that is what I am going to leave this video off with, that she's a great character because she's different. We love a different girl boss queen. So those are my opinions and your guys' opinions on Milky Rose. So if you didn't participate in it and you still want to, leave me a comment down below. If you want to add more to it, once again, leave me a comment down below. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!